Good morning, traders. Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is March 10th, 2011. Everything's down this morning. Overseas unrest again, pushing us lower. The euro, I think, notably here too. We'll take a look at this first because this is coming right straight back down, almost to nearly where the March, where we started this whole thing up in March here, because you can see the low was 37.40. There is a level here on the euro here at the bottom of this volume profile. If you look at be like right here, really it's probably that 37.75 number. I would expect to see some support for it there because it is a high volume area. I should say it's actually a low volume area. It's the bottom of this profile, so it's like the bottom of a. Let's take this for instance. If we took a square box and we said that this is our value area, we are approaching the value area low of that box, of that recent volume profile here from 38.50s down to this 37.75s. And as a matter of fact, it's actually happening right here in real time as I'm talking about it. Here, I'll drag the chart over. You can see the market coming down right into what it was the low here, 37.74, so missed it by a couple ticks, but it's the area of that where you'd really want to see this market hold. And thinking about it from the part of the perspective of market profile, it's the unfair low. This is where you would expect buyers to step in down here at the unfair low territory. And if it holds, then this could possibly be our higher low pivot to take us and move us back up to the top end of this. Okay. Of course, you got a volume node at the 39.14s you're going to have to deal with, plus that gap down. But nonetheless, this is an area of significance for us. And we'll see, you had prior pivot highs over here. This is where we broke out from before of this balance area. So there's a lot of things that start to line up right in this area, down anywhere from really the bottom, or I should say the opening area here of March, which was 37.40s, to this 37.75, give it 20 or 30 pip area here. Where they could come down in bounces from. So, again, 3-4 days down, the anticipation from pattern-based traders would be, oh, it's got to turn here somewhere. Well, it doesn't have to turn. I mean, this thing could come all the way back down to some of these naked volume areas here and then decide to make a turn and pivot. So these are definitely on our watch list today on the euro market, along with obviously the equity markets, which Nasdaq's down quite a ways here, as is the S&P. S&P is not as bad as 7. We got 12 on the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at these daily charts. Just the daily of the S&P. We've been watching this contractional phase. Actually, I've got to move my lines just a bit because we have contract rollover, which means we're on the June contract now. And market so far, no earth-shattering. I mean, we're right up against these trend lines again for this whole wedge formation or this contractional phase. It's one of the biggest ones we've seen in a while, meaning that the range of it was such a large area. You've got, let's see, 28s now, and we have to call it like 1298s because of the new numbers on the month for June. But it's still contracting in this area, and it's still, going to make a move one way or the other. And this morning with the gap down, kind of interesting that we're not a lot lower. Jobless claims came out. The market really didn't have any reaction to that number either. So we're at the bottom of this again. Are we going to break down today and head lower, or are we going to pivot here and go challenge again back at the top end of this again? So the contractional phase continues, the value acceptance, if you will, here as we auction back and forth in this range. Somebody will be wrong sooner or later here, because we have the shorts think they're right at the top here. We've got the longs at the lows thinking they're right. Somebody, like I said, will be wrong here. And when we do move out of this balance area, we'll move in a good direction vertically into a new stage one on this daily time frame. So it either comes back down probably all the way to the gap fill here. We've been looking at that 1278 number, or break out and make new highs on the year. Okay, those are really the two scenarios. Because balance always leads to imbalanced state, and when that does occur, we can expect a directional move. And until we go into that imbalanced state, we continue to play this weeble wobble area here back and forth of this balance area, looking at the lows for demand to step in and shorting the highs when we see supply coming in. So we'll watch the equity markets, see if there's any follow-through this morning. Watching the euro this morning down in that, like I said, that 37.75 area, looking for support, or I should say demand to step in, and for them to try to hold that in that area today. Okay? All right, folks, have a good trading day. We'll see you in the room.